What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 73, and we're starting today's of stuff on the back of our draw with Atletico Madrid in the second leg of the Champions League round of 16. Obviously, after our big win Metropolitano, that was enough to put us through to the quarterfinals, and you'll see the draw directly after our first game of today's episode, SV Darmstadt away from home. As we know now, 8 games to go in the Bundesliga, excluding this one, and at the moment, top of the table, knowing that, win them all other than one, and we will be Bundesliga champions. So, yep, it's destiny in our own hands. So, heading into the first game of today's episode, our winning run might have been halted by Atletico Madrid, but heading into this game, Darmstadt away, well, you see in the top left there, no one's conceded more goals than these guys. Certs to go down. We beat them on the opening day. Our first game with Bayern Munich, though, that was an unconvincing victory at the Allianz 2-1. But since then, yeah, no doubt about it, we've gone into some really good form in the past few weeks, and this guy continues to be red hot. 21 goals in 20 games for the Bundesliga top scorer, Victor Osimhen, and he only needed a couple more to get another one. Yep, and number 9 this season. I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous, man. Every time I go into a game, I don't sit there and think, will Osimhen score? I think, how many is he going to score? Yep, he scores our opening 2. Could have been 3 up 16 minutes here had it not been for a great save. We were in complete control in the early stages. And, you know, obviously after going out of the DFB Pokal so early in the third round to Freiburg, an embarrassing knockout, you know, I mentioned after that game there, I was like, never again. Like, we're not having a defeat like that ever again, because that was an embarrassing early knockout. And well, I've got this guy to thank for our incredible run in the Bundesliga, our best run in the league since the start of this season, Victor Osimhen, with the goal of the season 2.0 possibly. I mean, he just hit the goal of the season so recently with that Ronaldinho-esque chest and bicycle kick. First time overhead kick after a shot deflects and ricochets up in the air. Man, oh man, he scored. I mean, I think that's his second or possibly even third overhead kick this season. Definitely second, to say the very least, and for sure, but possibly even third. I'm pretty sure he scored one at the start of the season as well. I might be wrong about that though. But even so, he was just running the show in the opening half an hour. Scored 3 goals and bagged an assist. Rolls through Florian Wirtz. And when we talk about picking it up, Florian Wirtz, man, I started the season off with him and I was not performing well at all. You know, there are certain players who have got like all the ability, all the attributes, but you just don't get on with them. That was Florian Wirtz to me in the early stage. Just wasn't getting it right. But since then, he's been my second highest scorer and superb. But really, this game was all about our number 9. Not only did he get 3 goals, but also 2 assists in the first half as well. 1 for Florian, 1 for Karim. I love this first time strike as well, by the way. Lovely place def into the top corner. And it is Bayern Munich 5, Darmstadt 0 at the break. Destruction, demolition, dominance. 3 points Bayern Munich. Yep, all the goals coming in the first half. Kind of eased on the pressure a little bit in the second half. I'll be honest, I did have a couple of chances, but wasn't that great when going through the finishing touch. See the stats here. Possibly could have had a couple more goals, but really, practically all the chances came in the first half. And in the second half, yeah, not quite as many, but a big win regardless. 5-0, and the winning run in the league goes on. So following that, the draw for the Champions League quarter-finals, where Bayern Munich will be taking on Barcelona. First leg away in Catalonia, Inter versus Liverpool. I'll be honest, the team I really wanted, and no disrespect, well, you'll see it. Milan have got Juve, but Real Madrid are taking on the one team I think that, with no disrespect, everyone was kind of hoping for. TSG Hoffenheim. You know, obviously Hoffenheim, you know, got quite a lot of money. They're in the Champions League for a reason. In fact, Hoffenheim, funnily enough, were in Nottingham Forest's group this season alongside Juventus as well. And they and Juve made it through. They're both in the last 8. So Hoffenheim, to their credit, have managed to make it through into the quarterfinals. But no disrespect, I was kind of hoping for an all-German affair there. Sadly, it will not be them. But Barcelona, first leg away from home. Now, we know Barcelona, 2 straight knockouts in the Champions League group stage in real life. But well, we know they're a young team. They're rebuilding. Xavi has a very exciting future with the youngsters, Fati, Gavi, Pedri, so on and so forth. In the game, they're at their full peak right now, and well, you'll see in the next episode, both legs. It's an amazing Barcelona team, and I would say one of the favourites to win it this season. So that is a really tough tie. Yeah, you got to remember this is the 5th season of the save, and it's funny because, you know, when I joined Bayern Munich, this is the point I made. This is not the 10 in a row Bayern Munich team in real life. This is a Bayern Munich side who last season finished 3rd in the Bundesliga, 3rd round knockout in the DFB Pokal, and knocked out in the group stage Champions League. It's a different Bayern Munich side, and it's the same with Barcelona. It's not a team that were knocked out back-to-back in the Champions League group stage. This is a full peak Barcelona side. This is a Barcelona side that's now 5 seasons into the save, and all their young stars have become world stars. So yeah, I think sometimes, you know, you got to remember that when you're doing a long career mode, and I often talk about this as well. Like for me, in terms of like career mode progression, I often say this, like, for me, 1 season counts as 2, if that makes sense. So, basically, as we beat Bayer Leverkusen 3-0 here and extend the winning run in the Bundesliga as we defeat the current champions very convincingly. To be fair, Leverkusen had a couple of good chances, Lambo made some good saves, but once we got that opening goal, we really looked so much more in control of this game. But yeah, I kind of always try and make the point that, to me, because of the growth in career mode of certain young players and the progression of certain, what you'd call up-and-coming teams, if you will, I often feel as though 1 season kind of counts to, like, 2 in real life, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense here. What I'm trying to say is that, like, a season's worth of growth in the game would count for like 2 in real life, if that makes sense, you know, because things happen a lot quicker ordinarily in a career mode save. You know, players tend to grow and develop a lot quicker. I mean, you know, you can have like 18-year-olds starting in your team, but they don't really feel like 18-year-old kids. If an 18-year-old kid, you know, bursts onto the scene in world football, he's a certified wonder kid, really, regardless of, you know, what kind of club he's playing for, as long as it's at a pretty decent level. But in a career mode save, an 18-year-old kind of feels like a 21-year-old. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm making sense here at all. Hopefully some of you guys understand what I'm saying. But basically, because of the fact that it's now 5 years in, it's a different timeline, you know, sort of different world, if you know what I mean, right now. So anyway, beat Leverkusen 3-0, and that was a great way to end the month of March. So, following game, heading to the Volkspark Stadion. Yep, taking on Hamburg. I did a career mode with these guys back in FIFA 16, and I've got to be honest, it was one of my favourite sort of foreign-based career modes I've done in all the years I've done FIFA career mode. One of the reasons why is because the Volkspark Stadion is a lovely, lovely real stadium. Hamburg always have such lovely kits. I talk about this often, you know, blue, white, red, blue, white, blue, red, whatever. That trio of colour combination always looks sick on football kits. There are quite a few teams that have that kind of colour scheme, and it just looks so cool regardless of what variation you've got. But yeah, I did a Hamburg career back in FIFA 16. It was so fun. Obviously, you remember it was a really unique career mode. We had Cesar Valente, the new Ruggiero Ciani, first and only time I've ever had a goalkeeper that could hit set pieces, free kicks, and obviously score penalties as well. If I remember correctly, I scored a penalty with him on his debut as well. That was a really cool sort of different feature and a different little sort of like a different thing for me to do in a career mode. I've never done that before. But it was a great career mode, taking them on away from home. So I always got a soft spot for Hamburg. But this was a really tough game. We might be on a nice little winning run in the Bundesliga right now, still top of the table, but this was a really, really tough game, man, honestly. And I say it a lot as well. Sometimes the hardest games to win are the ones you expect to be the bankers. We took the lead, but Daichi Kamada levelled it for Hamburg. But despite getting back in front, I was really struggling to contain in this game. Hamburg kept on finding openings in my back line, and for the second time in the game, 11 minutes after the restart, battled back from a goal down to level it. And I was thinking, I can't keep these guys at bay. I mean, seriously, Lambert is the right now leader in the race for the Golden Glove, but I can't stop them, man. Every time they come forward, their passing is so accurate, and I can't stop them getting a shot at goal. But what you would have seen is that every time I conceded, I kept coming forward. I kept scoring. So it was like, well, if they score, we get the ball back from the kickoff, attack, and we'll probably find a goal to get back in front straight away. Second time in the game we did it. First for Osimhen in the first half, and then Karim Adeyemi in the second. So Hamburg just could not hold on to a lead to save their lives. It was 3-2. We were back in front. I was thinking, right, just Come on now, let's win this game. Hamburg down the bottom of the table. Let's stop letting them back in. Let's get ourselves a 2-goal cushion and let's wrap this up. 67 minutes in, we would get ourselves a 2-goal cushion. Tell off the bench makes it 4-2, and I was thinking that should surely do it now. Even if Hamburg get a goal back, surely we'll be all right. 15 minutes to go, a chance to make it 5. Storming forward on the break here. Great little bit of awareness there by Bauer to slow the pace of the game down and look for better opportunities. He himself gets it, rolled through one-on-one, and instead rolls it across to Tillman for the cutback. Hamburg 2, Bayern Munich 6, and that would do it. So to be fair, Hamburg really made me work for this on the defensive end, but going forward, man, honestly, it's crazy. You know, about a third of the way through the season, we were struggling to put the ball in the back of the net at times, but since the turn of the calendar year, man, I am just free scoring right now, and I am loving it as well. Sadly, I could not keep the ball out of the back of the net to save my own life. I mean, Hamburg scored their third goal in the game late on. Thankfully, it was nothing other than the consolation. But we did get the win, 5-3 the final score. Brilliant game away at Volkspark Stadium. Like I said, Hamburg, great team for a career mode, no doubt about it, with their location in Germany. Really cool idea. Try and get some Scandinavian talents if you can as well. And of course, a great real stadium, Volkspark Stadion. Lovely home kit as well. Nice away kit, to be fair, as well. And a really, really cool team for an RTG career in Bundesliga. Anyway, we got the win, and as you can see, after the back of that win there, we've now gone 10 points clear of Dortmund with 6 games to go. That means if we win 3 of our final 6, we will be Bundesliga champions. No doubt about it, destiny is in our own hands, and if we bottle it now, it'll be the worst bottle job of all time. But that will end this episode of Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have done, please do drop a like. Most of you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode, featuring both legs of our Champions League quarter-final against a full-strength peak Barcelona team very soon.